Hello everyone. Wow, that might have just peaked immediately. Uh, alright, I hope that's better. I think it's better. Yeah, it looks a bit better. I don't know why I'm messing with this more. I gotta stop. I hope you guys are doing well today. We're back at Minotaur Hotel with this new visual update. Yay. Alright, that was not convincing, but I'm happy. Or excited. A little bit congested today. The sands above do not fall down on you, and neither do you fall into the sky below. Asterian's hand tugs you towards the fire, as though none of this was out of the ordinary. Around the flame, or embers as it were, you notice a sandy texture. Asterian kneels and motions for you to do the same. He places a hand on the sand before him and traces out a few lines with his fingers. Here, touch it with me, Lucian. Oof, that was a bit picky. Your vision fails, but not to your tactility. There are thick, clumsy lines drawn in the sand, and they say the same as you feel them out. And in the middle of it is hard, cold, metallic nub. Asterion notices when you find it. This is how the realm used to look when I first started building the hotel. Up ahead, Lord Hades' statue, the entrance of the bedrock beneath the sands, and this fire, a good friend and unyielding companion. Back then, travelers would, at times be pulled into this realm. Joseph the Merciful did not care much for what I did, so nothing stopped me from taking them in as my guests. Back then, travelers would at times be pulled into this realm. Joseph the Merciful did not care much for what I did, so nothing stopped me from taking them in as my guests. The Minotaur takes a handful of sand and lets it slip between his fingers. I had so very little, not even houses to protect them from the elements. Tents of rough cloth had to do. I had to hunt for our food as well, so expeditions to the valley were common even then, if only out of necessity. And then, one night, a traveler like all the others arrived. I provided him with food, water, and a meager luxury I could. His garments were falling apart, so I offered to mend his clothes and boots. But I refrained from asking any questions. Lord Zeus would frown at such rough hospitality. He stayed the night, which was as uneventful as any other, and departed at the break of dawn. He left me a gift, however, a Roman coin, said it was for me alone, and then he was off. From that day onward, I carried it with me, and I could both speak and understand any language. Some time later, I learned to harness the contracts, which led me to create this shrine. The man must have been a god. The coin his gift, so I tended to it with all due respect, and wrote a contract upon this very sand. What the fuck? His gift would obey my will alone, so I drew up a contract pleading for it to embrace all the realm, its people, and its manuscripts. The Minotaur writes with his fingertip in the sand. What you cannot say, but it's no more than a dozen words or so. There. This should add your computer screens to the mix. By my will, you are amended. But that may not be enough. Lucian, would you like to make a fresh fire with me? A fresh flame for the old god. Are you sure this will solve the translation issues? No, but it's worth a shot. And even if it fails, I enjoyed bringing you here. The Minotaur and you summon a meat and fruit, wine and olive oil, dittany, and crocus. All of it fed to the dwindling fire until it shines proud once more. No foul odor wafts from it, neither do violent embers jump out with your offerings. And although the flames provides warmth, it's of such a gentle sort that reaching your hand in close neither burns nor singes. After the trip, the chase, the sacrifice, the two of you rest together. The contact of your shoulders touching is hotter than any flame. The contact of your shoulders. The contact of your shoulders is hotter than any flame. Asterion looks at you, eyes wet in reflecting light. The hotel was my idea. It began as a half-dozen tents surrounding a fire pit. Then I built some proper shelter to protect my guests from the elements. But to appease the masters, I had to give them a place of prominence, even if that meant downplaying my role in it all. And then you came, saying I should be a co-owner alongside you, and going as far as changing the hotel's name to Minotaur Hotel. I didn't say it, but it means so much to me that you would do all this. You wonderful man, greatest, kindest of all masters. I'm grateful for your words, but when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I did some great heroic deed. I just did what I felt was right and decent. I don't know if that alone makes me deserving of being called the greatest of all masters. Sometimes only doing what's right is virtuous enough to be deemed a great Lucian. At least it is for me. You just came in one day, deed in hand, and I let me out. You trusted my word and helped me, even though I looked like a monster. I was afraid and kept you at arm's length, but that did not faze you, did it? Again, I only did what I thought was right. What other reaction could a decent man have to seeing someone as injured as you were back then? By that measure, very few of the masters before you were decent men. In fact, I would expect most people to run away as soon as they laid eyes upon me in that state. And still, you went further. Even when I asked for something as absurd as a laurel wreath, excess piled upon excess, you gave it to me. I could never I could never fathom the idea of a master seriously accepting it. Just what could you stand to gain? That's not really the point, though. First, considering how much power I have on you, it would be right to put some serious limits on what I can do. Second, it's not so much what I stood to gain as what I would lose, which is nothing at all, since there's no good reason to send you into the valley in the first place. You are not wrong, but a few masters would never allow themselves to think in such terms. That kind of fairness seldom occupies the minds of kings and lords. And still, you went beyond. Even if the labyrinth won't allow you to be your equal, won't allow me to be your equal, somehow you managed to do it. An unknown secret muse, it seems, inspired your acts. You made an art of friendship, my king. I'm glad I can do so much for you, but at the same time, that reminds me that making you call me by my name is the one thing I've failed to do so far. Every great statesman must make peace with a failure or two. Really, is it so difficult to just do one thing? Asterion sways left and right, chewing each word he intends to utter until it all becomes closer in his mind. Man, I've not read this in so long. It's just hard to parse these words. It is not difficult, no, but, and this may surprise you, it is something I hold very dear. Really, does it bring you comfort to some kind? Maybe comfort is not the right word. It is more of complicated. I was a prince long ago, but I only found freedom when I served under Lord Hades. Those were some of my happiest days. When one is used to all forms of mistreatment and inequity, there is a great deal of comfort to be found in serving a fair, good, and just leader. Over the course of my sentence, I have had hundreds of masters to whom I bowed out of self-preservation, duty, and sometimes respect. But you are different. Of all fine men I have witnessed over my centuries, there is none I would rather have as my king. I understand your annoyance, but I am overjoyed to call you my lord. There is no one in this realm I'd place above you, nothing which I could hold more dear. Every day I wake up to this life you have given me, and, without fail, my affection for you only grows. Every day my limbs melt when I see you. So please, what else could I be if not your subject? Please understand my simple wish to call you my lord and master, nothing more or less. Not because I'm your servant, nor because I'm lesser than you, but because you are masterful in your kindness, and my esteem for you is so great that no other word can ever suffice. But if that is not an explanation enough, forgive my hubris, but to call a man like you my master is nothing short of a victory for me. It's the closest I can do to gloating. The gods have sentenced me here for an eternity of torment, and yet you, who should be my torturer, chose to instead be my partner in fulfillment of the hotel's mission. To call you my master and to be beside you is the sweetest of all victories. So please understand, what I feel for you, this is a kind of love. And what can you be? What else is there, if not my lord? You can reject me, tell me to call you Lucian as much as you want, but please, please, I just want you to understand me. I don't know what else you can be if not my master. And then the silence hangs in the air as Asterion waits for your response. Are we gonna accept it? Are we going to accept it? I don't know if I want to accept it. I mean, like, he wants it, but it insists on being called your name. I mean, I don't really care, so turn the tables, call Asterion your king. Yeah, why not? A most devious idea hatches in your evil-ridden mind. You lay a hand over Asterion's back and you pull him closer until your sides come together. Your victim rests its head on your shoulder. So innocent and naive, the poor bull could never imagine what torment you are about to inflict. Very well, my king. His entire body becomes rigid and inflexible, more so than the oldest of living oaks. His ears already droop in sheer disappointment as he understands what's about to happen. He looks so sad. I shall comply you with whatever your heart desires, my large and tremendous leader. Okay. Excuse me. You squeeze him closer, going so far as to press his nose on your shirt. You heard right, my pharaoh. I will now treat you as with respect you are owed. You know, Luke was telling me a thing or two I thought I absolutely had to do. He thought I absolutely had to do. Well, despite Kodo warning me against it. Yes, my liege? Asterion lifts his own arm to pull you closer until his breath is hot on your ear. Ooh, what the fuck is this word? What? What if I called you Pawpaw Buyer? Oh. He does his best to imitate Luke's accent. Oh, that is Luke's accent? Holy crap. What? Okay, damn. And it does well, enough that shivers crawl down your spine. Let's read that again. What if I called you Papa Bear? Yeah, that sucks still. Who cares? He does his best to imitate Luke's accent, and does it well enough that shivers crawl down your spine. Are you serious? That's good? God damn it, Assyrian. You gave me freedom, and for that I am grateful, but you should have anticipated that would lead to rebellion. That's not fair. I could never have imagined you, a good and diligent co-owner like you, turning against me. Is that so? The Minotaur, still laying his head on your shoulder, rubs his cheek on your shirt. In doing so, his horns sway back and forth, with your neck in between. Where there is a will, there is a way. What do you mean? His weight becomes more oppressive. From the corner of your eye, you see his smile turned crooked. Might makes right. Force me. He leans all his weight on you, but before you can trap you beneath his bulk, you duck and escape his grasp. The Minotaur lets himself settle on the sand, a smile warmer than molten gold painted on his face, before rolling to look at you. The wind blows, a burst of embers dance about in the nude breeze. Catching your attention, why am I fucking peeking? The air around you is filled with smell of fire, smoke, and burning wood. The wind blows, a burst of embers dance about in the nude breeze. Catching your attention, the air around you is filled with the smell of fire, smoke, and burning wood. When you look back, Asterion is on all fours and crawling towards you. That is weird to think of. That's like a giant baby. Holy shit. His neck leans sideways and his shadow stretches off to the side, trotting over the dune like a dog freed from its leash. Jesus. That is, yeah. Fuck. That is odd to think of. Come on, show me your strength. Uh, I cannot lie. We're gonna do this. We're gonna wrestle him. I wanna wrestle him. I've been wanting to wrestle forever. If that's what you want, then sure, let's do it. Good. If you grow too soft, I will only continue to challenge you. You leap up, and so does the Minotaur, just as the wind roars. Sand, ash, and embers spark out as the two of you square off. The both of you push against each other, measuring your strength to create and maintain a fine-tuned stalemate. Oh, no way we are doing this. Limbs tense, backs drawn taut. You lean your head forward, and he follows along so that your foreheads touch. You feel the rumble of his chest as he draws each breath. His hands, although calloused, hold yours so softly it's almost caressed. But the bull is not satisfied. This is a wrestling match, a contest of strength, not a dance between two. He snorts and shakes his head, grinding that mark which crowns his brow against your hairline. Asterion glances off to the side, and you follow the direction of his eyes to your shadows. They mingle together, writhing in the sand like a massive beast. Scent engulfs with every drawn breath of your own, the sea, sunlight, and the hard-working man. Another puff against your face draws your attention back to your opponent. Come, master, impose your will upon me. You're serious about this, aren't you? Once more he leans his full weight forward, and with nowhere to dodge or duck, you feel every ounce of it bearing down on you. You're forced back a good meter, legs scrabbling for purchase in the sand as the Minotaur pushes you. It's as though you weighed nothing. I am. His voice and oppression is firm as stone. You look at the Minotaur, your partner, the step-wide breadth of his back and shoulders, and the musculature under his soft and supple inch of his flesh and fur, and for the first time you see the proud warrior he once was. His gentle eyes meet yours, and you know that strength will never truly be turned against you, but still something, an ancient and long-forgotten instinct, stirs deep within your breast. You must fight. What will you do, good master? We will lean to the left, 'cause I'm a righty. You lean to the left, trying to get a better grip on the Minotaur. It is, however, a futile effort. His cord tightens and his own grip shifts to keep you right where you were. Damn it. No matter how you struggle, there's no way you can beat him. At least, not without getting crafty about it. The insolent hybrid gives you a wide grin. Is that really all you got, master? You grunt in both answer and exertion, striving with all your might against his efforts to overpower you. But it's like trying to push a boulder up a steep hill. Burning heat surges through every fiber and sinew of your arms, and your back begins to shake and shudder. But even so, you look up at Asterion, and the stretch of your lips into a toothy, snarling grin of your own. You thought I'd make it easy for you? You thought I wouldn't put up a fight? You push in close. The humidity of your breath puffs on his flicking ear. Computers aren't the only thing I'm good with, Asterion. He falters. The time has come to strike. We're gonna grapple him. Why the flip not? Oh, we can trip him up? You can be funny. I think Coach from Teen Wolf would always say, the harder they fall, or the bigger they are, the bigger they are. That's what he said, I think. You let go of your grip and step to the side. Asterion reels forward with a bellow of surprise as he loses your pushback against his force. Both your hands wrap around his forearm, and you pull him into the motion while darting your leg to catch his shin. Oof, darn, that must hurt. Moo? He can triumph with ease against you, but not against his own momentum. The Minotaur flails and then falls, crashing down onto the soft sand in a groaning heap. But you're not finished with him yet. Seizing the moment of opportunity, you surge down to grab his shoulders, and roll him into his back. Then you crawl atop the Minotaur and pin him down with your palms. Once more, you push in close, burying your face in the crook of his neck. Every breath fills your lungs with his rich scent. You smile and murmur right into his ear. I win. You breathe in again, imprinting that smell, enjoying every second while it lasts. And the Minotaur does the same. He buries his nose into your shirt, and a wealth of scents assaults him. The Mediterranean saltwater, saffron-giving crocus, the dying petals of deflowered poppies. The smell of bitter, burnt oil that sticks to one's mouth, and the coppery taste of leaking from beneath his tongue. And, at last, something so familiar and yet so elusive. The smell of a man, and a unique and special person, whose presence soothes and heals. Asterion laughs, and yet his throat constricts to choke him halfway through. A ring of fire burns around his neck. An unfamiliar pressure wells inside his chest, expanding outward like a star about to burst, until it becomes unbearable. He opens his mouth to cry out, and that's when he feels a hand brushing against a burning collar, which threatens to strangle him. A gentle, cold touch bringing with it liberation like no other. With that ring of fire breaks for good, and the overwhelming pressure within him can finally burst out. The breeze becomes a maelstrom, sand and smoke and ash whirling around you and the Minotaur. You squeeze your eyes shut against the assault and flinch at the deafening roar of obsidian shattering and rolling over itself. Meanwhile, Asterion bucks and writhes underneath you. His back curls, his tail thrashes, and even his legs tense and seize. His mouth, so close to yours, sharing the same air, locked this raging whirlwind until all threads come undone. The Minotaur does not let go of you. His hands clutch his shirt, but his arms shudder, barely able to keep you locked in his grip. His whole heaving front is covered in sweat. What the hell was that? The Minotaur can only pant while his mind struggles to string words and meaning together. I don't know. You keep a hand on Asterion's neck to check his pulse. The touch alone makes the Minotaur arch his back. It was almost like you were having a seizure. Are you okay? Does anything hurt? No, far from it. I feel good, amazing even. He tightens his embrace around you and pulls you down into lay your head on his shoulder. Can we stay like this just for a little while? Can't see why not. Actually, maybe it's best if we do. I'm worried you might pass out if you try to get up now. The Minotaur nods and loosens his grip around you, providing the opportunity to readjust into a better position. With some clumsy effort in moving around, you manage to get Asterion to lay his head on your chest. You drape an arm over his to keep him propped up. But it doesn't last long until he readjusts again into an almost spooning position, quite awkward with how close his horns are to your neck. You let time pass while he regains his composure. You caress and tidy his hair, then look up to the sky. Such occasions may swell one's chest with poetry, and a muse, it seems, takes hold of you, if only for a moment. Of all stars here, underground and in the sky, the most beautiful is you. The Minotaur hears, but only response is nuzzling into you. 5 minutes pass before he speaks. I have never felt this way towards a master. He chews on his own words, opens his mouth, and nothing comes out except a dry cough. This is... But another coughing fit takes him. He draws a sluggish breath, puts a hand over his chest, and settles down, but he says nothing more. Odd. There was there was something on your forehead just now, but it's gone. Oh wow, there was. I didn't see it myself. Excuse me? It was like a little star drawn on it. A star? Yeah, like a birthmark? But no answer comes. Asterian's breathing tells you he's fallen into a deep sleep, into restful sleep. Asterian's breathing tells you he's fallen into a restful sleep. What are we gonna do? I would hold his tail. I would. Uh, hold his hand, lay your arm around his back. This man's large. We're not gonna do that. Allow him to rest. That's what I would do, actually. A sudden urge swells within you, but you decide to resist. The Minotaur looks far too peaceful to disturb. You simply lay with him and allow the steady rhythm of his breathing to lull you into a doze as well. More unaccountable minutes pass as you and Asterion rest together. At last, the Minotaur stirs, snuffles and murmurs out half-sleeping nonsense, opens his lazy eyes and looks up at you, with a small smile curling his lips. Hello, master. Hello, he who still won't use my name. The Minotaur lets out a long, beleaguered sigh, but his smile remains light and playful while he sits up. Very well, Lucian. I suppose you did win our contest. That's right, and don't you forget it. And now he laughs, full-throated and hearty. Now only that I shall always consider you my king. Now only that I shall always consider you my king and lord and master, if only in mind, in fact. He perks up as though struck with a sudden bolt of inspiration. In my youth, when I was still a prince, I used to weave crowns. If you wish to be my equal in name so great, then my prince you will be, and I will crown you as such. You look down to his large, strong, clumsy, gentle hands. You used to weave crowns, huh? I wished I could have been there to see it. I bet little Asterion looks so adorable with the flower crown perched between his horns. But I don't exactly see much of anything you can weave around here. And didn't you tell me you weren't all that good with fine movements nowadays? I will admit that it would likely be much difficult now than when I was young. And indeed, we have no materials on hand. Though rest assured, were we up in the garden, I'd do my best to weave you a crown of asphodels, fit for Lord Hades himself. One of his eyes slips closed in a wink. Luckily, with a mere hum of a song, the hotel shall provide. Aw. And with a mere hum of a song, so it comes to be. When the word drifts back into focus, Asterion is holding something in his hand, a laurel wreath crown made out of paper? Yes, the very same used in the contracts, physically indestructible. It shall hold its shape for all time unless revoked, which I sincerely doubt it will ever come to pass. This is my contract with you, Lucian. A crown made out of promises, signed and made binding by our hands, built out of paper, but made to last longer than any kingly crown of gold and diamonds. Never in all of mankind's history has there been a crown like this, nor a lord like you. So here, my fellow prince, please accept my gift. But make no mistake, I will call you whatever my heart desires. As he lays the crown atop your head, you look right up into his starry eyes. I suppose I can live with that. After a long day spent exploring the underground, you and Asterion rise back up to the hotel, properly to check in on everyone. Lucian, Asterion? I've been looking all... Yeah, I forgot how to do his voice. The heck is this? Okay. Lucian? I'm just gonna try. Fuck it. Lucian, Asterion, I've been looking all over for the both of you. Where the hell have you been? Lucy and I were exploring downstairs. We had an errand to run, and I wanted to show him some of the hotel's secrets. Secrets, huh? Sure, sure. I get you. You don't gotta make a shit up if you want an excuse for some alone time, though. So y'all have fun exploring downstairs, then. This dude. We're gonna tell him that. You're so unimaginative, Luke. Really, there's no end to the disappointment you bring me. But if you must know, Asterion and I walked down a long dark corridor, holding hands. I didn't want to stomp on her foot or have you tripping. And that's not even the best part. We'd explored the oldest parts of the hotel, and let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. Space is all sorts of freaky down there. A room will be completely different depending on what door you walked into from. And sometimes if you turn around, nothing will look like you remember it. But it's cozy, don't you think? And it's great for playing hide and seek and chasing each other around. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we did. After you told me lies about all the old masters. A lie here and there does no harm. Surely the hotel's greatest master understands that. I can accept it, but you've been rebelling against me in bigger ways, too. You see, Luke, after leading me on a merry chase, he challenged me into a wrestling match, but I showed him who's the boss around here. That's right, Papa Bear. So yeah, we were just spending a nice day together. None of that funny business you were implying with that rude comment of yours. Damn, you were quick. One tumble and he's already calling you Papa Bear. Excuse me? And there you go, being rude again. Why must you always make things so sexual? We're just two great buddies, for goodness sake. You know, attitudes like yours are the reason why men nowadays can't be good friends without people saying weird things behind their back. A man can't even hold his bro's hand and wrestle in peace these days. I fucking swear. there was just breathy air. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like, I don't know. The peaking's terrible. Wait, brothers can't hold their hands in the 21st century? That's so sad. It's so sad, Luke. I used to hold my brother's hand all the time, and my sister's too. What's wrong with it? Yeah, Luke, what is wrong with it? You guys are horrible. Here I'm thinking it's time to break out my Sunday best for y'all, and y'all start ganging up on me like that? But, hey, does that mean you're still single, Lucian? Oh, stop it. Don't bother Lucian with those jokes of yours. Luke lets a giggle slip, but it lasts only for a blink of an eye. Okay, you two win, I'll behave, but just because I like you guys so much. But for real this time, what are y'all doing down there? Did you really spend all day being silly together? Far from it, we had an important hotel-related mission. Our future as an establishment was hanging in the balance. Yes, realizing this goal was crucial for the prosperity of this place. Necessary beyond comparison. Absolutely indispensable. Okay, just spit it out already. We were trying to fix the hotel's translation so that it will work on computers. I can finally read books and recipes I've been saving. Yes, Luke. Asterion needs his poetry. It was imperative this situation be resolved. No expenses were spared. Essential, a mandatory prerequisite for our future. Fundamental for our well-being. God damn it, you're doing it again. Okay, we'll stop this time. That task was of the essence. Motherfucker, I swear it. Ow. Lucas, do not let yourself get distracted now. We are discussing a matter of great importance. Now speak, and tell me no lie. Did you notice any changes to the translation while we were gone? Nah, I didn't notice anything funny except for... Luke's shriek of laughter is so loud you and Asterion have to cover your ears, and the other guests hear from halfway across the hotel. Geez, what's gotten into you? Is everything all right? Oh yes, sir, boss. If I felt any better, I'd think this was a setup. Don't worry your pretty heads, translation's working all right now. So, It with all my own two eyes. Saw it with my own two eyes, in fact. Let me tell you how it went. So, Japanese kanji is all just pictures. Little funny picture-grams. Is that a word? Picture-grams? Luke, don't start, or I swear I'll gut you like a fish. Look, all I'm saying is just a teeny tiny drawings, then I bet I can read it myself just fine. Show me that phone of yours. I'll prove it. No, you'll say something insensitive to me to get to me. Oh my god, there's people. Well, yeah, but also I'm also gonna read it because it's just tiny drawings. And if you're so sure I'm gonna fuck it up, we can make a bet. Let's say, if I win, you'll make me your finest American meal burger, fries, and pickle pops. With whole shebang. And how about if you win, I'll wash your laundry for a week? Absolutely not. You probably plan on doing something indecent with my clothing. Okay then, how about it? If you win, I'll behave like a good boy and proper boy for a whole week. No shenanigans or no innuendos. I'll be on my best behavior. Very well. That's something I can get behind. Oh, get your mind out of the gutter. Just go on and lose. Go on and lose already so we can get this over with. Let's see here. Show me your phone. Okay, that's one a house. That one's a house. It's even got a little roof on top of it. Did I get it right? Yes, but that one's easy. Told ya. This one over here is basically a dancing chick emoji. That one's a soldier marching. This one's a tax evasion. And that last one, a ritual impurity, defilement? Okay, man, this is easy. I can read all of it. Japanese is such an amazing language. How do y'all even get that? How do y'all even do all that? Or this? Hats off to the Emperor. How? You're cheating. There's no way. Is that a poem? Let me see. Love is a torment whenever we hide it. We not lay it bare like the moon that appears from behind the mountain ledge. That's real nice. You got more? You got any more like it? This is triggering. You how? Oops, sorry guys. I'm just looking at the pictograms and saying as I see it, blue boy. If I had known it was this easy, I'd studied Japanese decades ago. So I got it right. Somehow. Well then, you know what that means. Make me a burger, bitch. Wow. So now I get it. So now I get how it happened. Winning is nice and all, but dang it. I guess I ain't as smart as I thought I was. You can still learn Japanese if you want, you know. Just put in the time and effort for it. Nah. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy piece of shit. Don't even think I have the smarts to do it for long enough. Besides, before I do any of that, I gotta talk with Coda and tell him about the translation. Oh, he's gonna tell him. That's nice. Or like, sincere. Winning's sweeter than stolen honey, but I ain't a cheater. It's only fair if I tell him what actually happened. Yeah, go and do that. Meanwhile, Steeren and I have to check up on today's developments. See you later, fellas. Let's check in on R&D. No one's here. 3, yay. The night, gentle sleep welcome both the Minotaur and you, each in your own bed. Hinterlands, Part 4. You warmed my Okay, I can't. Making me sad now. Nope. Not a day went where I didn't ask myself what my dad must have been like. Mom never said a word about him, so I always allowed myself to dream a bit. Not much. See, I was told the legend of a Minotaur, that whole thing with the king and the queen and the bull, and the Greek boys and girls sent to the labyrinth. I guess I never let myself stray from it. So you spend your life thinking your dad must have been some sort of fucked in the head monster. assuming he even had much of a mind in the first place. Wow. Am I just now noticing his hair? Like, has he always had this? You grew up with that idea, right? And everyone makes a damn sure you're reminded of every day. Or people keep telling you what they think your mom did on some farm or somewhere. Day in, day out, it never stops. So forgive me if I act like a piece of shit, alright? It's just, I always assumed that's what my papa must have been, so I better follow his lead. As of late, though, I'm having a change of heart. Maybe it's the paper clips and breaking recursion, maybe it's getting a taste of what city life is like. Or it might just be me getting over my fear of elevators. But I reckon it's because of you. You'd laugh at me if I told you just how good it feels to carry a key and unlock a door. But it's true. I never had many chances to enjoy how nice a clicking door feels. Neither did I ever get to see what being on a building's seventh floor is like, much less feel the coast's breeze on my fur. Though, if I'm being honest, there were a lot of other things I wasn't expecting. For instance, when you said where you're going to your place, I never imagined you wouldn't have a bed, or that your living room would only have a couch, a TV, with a chair sat in front of it, and a video game. I also kind of hoped it wouldn't be with. Okay. I also kind of hoped it wouldn't be with you spending the whole day on that couch, wearing the same clothes for a whole week, or a huge stinking cheese grease stain on the wall. I'm not complaining though. I love it here. Eee. Cheese? Yeah, I forgot. You've done me so much good for me. I just hope I didn't have a hand making you like this. I'm back, Pedro. Hi. There was a delay. Things getting rough in our head, I reckon. I shut tight. Sitting on the couch looked like you had been there for the entire time I was out. I can see now that the kind of weight on your back. I figured you just got moodier from the trip in the hinterlands at first, but I guess you got troubles of your own. Man, you do. Or I guess you got troubles of your own. Man, do you? Home hit you like a truck. You didn't touch the video game any more than just showing me how to play it. But it feels wrong when you're so miserable, sitting there looking out into empty space. I can see your eyes dull when you stick out for jobs online, or when you send emails about like that fellowship thing you were talked up. It breaks me when your voice cracks up after spending a whole day quiet, only speaking when your dad phones just to yell at you. I wish I could punch him for doing that. You stood up to greet me like every movement could make you cry, but your eyes were just tired, blank. I got the groceries into your medicine. Extended release bupropion? Bupropion, right? Yeah, I'm sorry for. You just didn't look at me when you took the bag, or muttered loud enough for me to hear. You never thought twice about chugging those down in front of me when we were in the hinterlands. Now you take 'em like you'd die if I saw it. I'm not stupid. I researched on your computer. There's not much use of hiding it now. You shouldn't need to. We're friends, aren't we? We put groceries away together. After taking a can out of the bag, you just stared at it on the counter, like it was taking everything in you to remember where it should go. I let you take your time. How did the interview go? Great, but I ain't sure it's gonna work out. The owner's fine with me taking the baker position, but I'm afraid leaving my fur all over the dough. I don't want his business closing down just because of me. I thought maybe if there were something you could do. Unless there's some magic to stop my fur from falling in the food. Afraid there ain't, kid. So many people used to call me kid back in the hinterlands, and now I don't think it was ever meant in a nice way. I suppose it isn't bad coming from someone like you, though. It's alright. I got paid for carrying Mrs. Flores' furniture upstairs, and I got another interview lined up with the gas station across the street. They need someone for graveyard shift. I'm sure it's gonna go good, but I also called the music store, and they might have a position in a month or two because one of the clerks is pregnant. I could take the gas station gig till that's available. I bet you'll like the music store. You'll be messing around with the instruments in no time, won't you? Damn right. Only reason I won't steal them is 'cause you won't let me. Smart kid. Stealing's wrong. But what about the Hail Mary mug? It's different when I do it. I went and stood shoulder to shoulder with you. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Speaking of, you want me to brew you some coffee? I'm afraid that won't be possible. Why? Dad broke the pot last night. Oh, and left that grease stain on the wall too. So, the fuck even the fuck even happened? I was in the restroom when he saw the cheese, and I think it triggered some bad memory from his childhood in the hinterlands. Said I'm going crazy just like his dad. Then slammed the mocha pot on the counter so hard it unscrewed. So hard it won't unscrew now. Then he threw some damn cheese against the wall. Well, fuck. Yeah, it was good damn cheese. It was damn good cheese too. It stunk up the whole kitchen. Ew. I thought I had I thought I had it so bad with my mom, but I'd rather have her indifference any day than your dad's rage. Once though, you showed me a video you took of your Gramps before he died. He had so much warmth in his eyes. He felt like a cartoon. He was as real as it got though. Real enough that you watched that whole video over and over again for a few hours after you showed me. Well, your dad's fucked in the head. You sure we shouldn't change the locks? He'll just kick it open if I do. Plus, getting a locksmith here would be too damn much of a hassle. You say that about everything. Is there a single goddamn thing that ain't a hassle for you? Look, Al, look at what you've done. Why you gotta go and kick him while he's down? I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. It's alright. I know. We could try again in a few months, you know? We save up some money and go back. This time with a disguise or something. Maybe rent a place for a week. That way no one will be able to snitch on us. No, I don't think that's the right thing to do. What is it? I just want to, help. You just giving up on finding the hotel? I'm sure we'd have found it if we had just a little more time. You were just staring at the empty wall, and then you slumped on the couch, like your strings had been cut. Still didn't look at me, like just lifting your head was too much. It hurt to see you like that. Not if it doesn't exist. And saving up money won't be a simple task either. I looked up at what your pills were on the computer, right? And then I looked up some of the ways you've been acting. Tried learning some things about how to treat a man in your position. A lot of it went over my head, but patience always seemed key, along with respecting boundaries. That's the least I could do after you did so much for me. I went and sat beside you. I looked at you, but you didn't move. I often ask myself what you'd do or tell me to do if you were back to your usual self. Earlier today, I signed up for school. There's this place on the other side of town offering nighttime classes for folks who ain't finished with high school. And they got some neat metalworking classes too. They even help folks get internships. You sunk deeper into the cushions. Jesus Christ, what now? I thought that wasn't the kind of high school experience you wanted. Well, yeah, it ain't. But it still works. Plus, the nicer places take too much time out of the day. And I gotta keep a job if I want to help you pay the bills. You shouldn't be worrying about that. I promise I'd help you. That money should be going towards your savings. No, stop that. I'll do what I want with the money, including helping you. So much for being a responsible adult. Another lesson you taught me is that sometimes even responsible adults need responsible adults. You say that like you weren't the only adult to ever give a shit about me. I'm sorry. I just don't think I'm good enough. You're all the good I ever asked for. Enough. Wait, what? You're all the good I ever asked for, though. Even as you slumped like a rag doll, you looked as tense as a spring. Maybe I shouldn't do what a head shrinker can, but I can do what friends can do, I think. For a bird, you were heavy, but maybe it was just all the dark shit in your head making it hard to hug you. I squeezed you as hard as I damn well could. It's okay. You're okay. It took some time, but you were wrapped in your arms around me too. We stayed like that for I don't know how long. I hope it was enough, though. I hope it was long enough. I know how hard things are, and I knew when it probably wouldn't help a lot in the long run. But I wanted you to know that I was there for you. I still am. Okay. How is everyone doing after that? We had our alone time with Asterion, which was fairly nice, I think. Um, we showed him who is boss. We had our little wrestling match, and I'm pretty sure no matter whichever move we did, like if we ducked, that went left or right, we would win no matter what. So I think he was just gonna call us master or whatever, or just like lord, or I mean, he was never gonna call it that. He was never gonna call us master or lord. So yeah, I think we just lose no matter what. And the sprites are looking amazing, and the backgrounds, um, they look amazing. I like it, and the things between what's it called, Pedro and oh, I forgot his name, Storm. I forgot his name already. That's crazy. I wasn't really looking at his name. I'm gonna call him Joseph. No, I'm not gonna call him Joseph. The things between Storm and Pedro are getting very sweet. Like I never thought it would turn out like that between those two. Yeah, I know I'm like talking like this is not the first time I read it, but like when you read something twice, you see more about it. Like you notice more. Maybe I should read more. I don't know. Maybe I should like not read more, but like read the ends twice. Okay. I will link. So if you like the game or like what they're doing, like what the team is doing, uh, you should definitely, or I'm not gonna say definitely, because I'm not sure what you want to do with your money. Like if you have any money to spare, fuck. Yeah, that's not a good way to say it. If you like the story of the game so far, Minotaur Tell does, like the Minos project, Minos Studio does have a Patreon where you can support their game and their development. I'm pretty sure the reason why they got, like, not the reason why, but like, I'm pretty sure that the Patreon and the donations to them were a good help, a really big help to them getting the visual update. Yeah. So if you want more stuff like that or more progress, you should definitely give them some support because I'll be linking their Subscribe Star and their Patreon in the description below. And where if you want to play the game yourself, you can download it on itch. I will also be linking how to download the game. I won't be linking how to download, but like I'll link where. Not link, I'll tell you how, because itch.io doesn't let me put links because it's not a .com, it's just an .io. So I'll be seeing y'all later. Have a good day, guys.